Welcome to Western Wisconsin Journal. I'm Bobbi Pominville, and I'm your reporter on the arts. I have always taken interest in the Octagon House in this community, and I support everything they do there. And I really did want to have an interview about it. So I have invited Tori Boomsma. She is now the assistant director at the Octagon House Museum to come to the show. So I want to welcome you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for coming. I just met you, but this will be a really fun interview. So you grew up in Hudson, and you told me you love history, and I would say this is a dream job for you.
It is. It's a really fun experience to have my own personal history of Hudson, and then to incorporate the actual history of Hudson. Yeah. It's a fun way to, it's a great job. It's a really great job.
Wonderful job. Oh my gosh, what fun. And let me see, how long have you been doing this?
I am in my 4th year now.
Okay, and that's the first time I met you now. Mm-hmm. So I definitely want to support you in that
Please
job
do.
because I love that museum. Now, like I said, the Octagon House is my favorite, and it's the perfect place to preserve the history of the original Moffat House. And I have been through it on occasion. I want to go back, but let's talk about the programming at the Octagon. What goes on during the summer days, for example?
Well, summer's our busiest season. Obviously, we're open the first weekend of May through the end of October. And this year we've kind of shaken things up a bit. Actually, the past few years with COVID, we've had to kind of make changes just because of the spacing within the house. So we've added new programming to the museum. We have, first of all, our tours have changed up as, I'll go through those first. We do self-guided tours, guided tours, and living history weekends now. So each weekend of the month is a different tour type, depending on what your preference is. If you just want to come through the house on your own, we have that option. If you want someone to tell you more of the history of the home, you have that option. And then you also have the option to come and see people who do old world crafting. Maybe it's sewing, maybe it's woodworking, whatever it may be. We have all different people who will come and sit at the home and talk to you about their craft that they're doing at that time. And then we've also I've been joking lately that we're coming out of the house. We're no longer focused within the house itself, but we're now, we do things on the yard a lot. We've started our farmers market, started 3 years ago. That was just going monthly. This year, we've partnered up with Sustain Hudson. And so we're doing weekly farmers markets. So they're every Tuesday from 3 to 6 p.m. It's a fundraiser for ourselves and Sustain Hudson. And then obviously we have all of our great vendors that are there. We have produce, jams, meats, syrups, you name it, we've got it. So it's a great farmers market to visit. We also started doing some walking tours throughout the community. We have our historic Willow River Cemetery tour, so that's guided. That is held once a month, and you get to learn about the famous and not so famous of Hudson, just maybe somebody that you've never heard of, but they've got a really interesting story. One of our volunteers does that walking tour. And we also have a 3rd Street walking tour where we talk about the movers and shakers of Hudson. We have some really fabulous people who came from Hudson who impacted the entire country and some even the world that many people in Hudson I don't think know about anymore. Mm-hmm. We are always doing our Civil War days. That is coming up again. That'll be in July, where we have Civil War reenactors on the lawn. We will pull out our Civil War artifacts as well and invite visitors to come learn about how the soldiers lived during the war and some of the Moffat and local Hudson artifacts that came from the Civil War as well. And then our newest thing this year is our date night at the museum, where we're doing outside on the lawn. We'll have drinks, movie, music, live trivia, and then the evening will end with a movie on the lawn. So it's a 21 and older event, and we're really excited about that one. That's probably be our biggest fundraiser of the year. It's to help support the home. But yeah, we've done a lot of changes over the years.
I'm very impressed. Now, how do you do the movie?
We just have a projector and a big screen.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
they sit on the lawn
Sit
on
the
a
lawn.
blanket or
Yep, everybody. Yep, there'll be food and
like
drinks
fun.
and all sorts of fun. Yep.
are you going to tell us what the movie is?
It's Life with Father,
Oh,
1939, with a young
yes.
Elizabeth Taylor. Yes.
Oh my, I've heard that.
Yeah.
I've heard of it.
It's really funny. It's really good.
Wow,
It's
I
a really-
love that you do the retro movie
Yep.
too.
Yeah, so we'll be doing that.
Now I have to tell you, my son and his friend go to the Civil War reenactment, but I had no idea you were pulling things from the Moffats.
Oh yeah. Yep, we have
Like-
lots. We have all sorts of Hudson artifacts that we bring out. We have not necessarily from the Moffat Hughes family, but we do have diaries. We have guns. We have all sorts of things that
Okay.
we put on display for people to check out.
Oh, the old, what do you call them, rifles or whatever they are?
Yeah, the muskets and things. Yeah, we have.
Muskets,
Yep,
that's
we've
what
got
I
all sorts of
couldn't
stuff
think of
there.
that. I watched a series on the History Channel on the Civil War. Whew, that was very brutal.
Yeah. Yes.
But I wanted to kind of get the history in a little. And that is very popular. I know because I hear the guys talking about it. I haven't been on the cemetery tour, but I have heard some of the speeches, and they're just excellent. Like the oldest grave at the cemetery is on the west side.
in the old cemetery. Yep.
Right,
Yes.
and they always have someone stand up and tell about it.
Well, we've changed up our cemetery tour now. Now this is just guided by one person. It's not. There's not reenactors
Oh.
throughout.
Okay,
So it's
it's
a full.
different
Yep.
now.
It's different now. Yep.
That's
it's-
okay.
Yeah, it's still great.
I just want to promote it.
Yep.
And are they still having the choir where they sing the hymns?
No,
That was a tough one.
we would
to-
love that, but
stage, you know.
volunteers are needed.
Yes, I know what you are saying because I was asked several times. And now I have to go back to the farmer's market on Tuesdays. I have bought some wonderful things there, like pastries and apple pies, like fresh, and of course the jams and all that kind of thing. And I thought one time I even saw pancakes being made there.
No, we made this past week. And going forward, we're going to be making fresh squeezed lemonade, though.
Oh,
Yeah,
That
it's
sounds
delicious with
good.
actual simple syrup and lemons, and that's all it
Yeah.
is. It's really good.
just like the old
Yep.
days. Oh my goodness. See, I can't wait to get there. I kind of didn't know it was every Tuesday.
Well, we
though.
just switched it up this year, so it is going up every Tuesday now this year.
Well, good for you. This
Yeah,
is
we're
just
excited.
so many neat things to do and have fun with. Okay, now, this is a big thing because you told me that you have involved the community this year. Mm-hmm. Could you tell me about that?
Yeah, so the Moffat Hughes family was very involved with their community on giving out, giving things to the community, participating in events in the community, and in their honor, we are starting to reach out to the community as well. So we are doing a collection site. We are a collection site for different organizations throughout Hudson that support Hudson. Mm-hmm. So in December, we do Basics for Local Children, or Local Kids, Basics for Local Kids. They collect winter wear for kids, and we have that sitting on our porch all winter long, and people can drop off good quality winter wear for kids, boots, jackets, gloves, mittens, and things like that. And that goes throughout St. Croix County. In May, we were with the Sharing Tree, which provides school supplies for children in Hudson and then just in the surrounding area as well. Right now, we're working with the backpack program for this month, for the month of June. And we're collecting peanut butter, spaghetti sauce, jam, and ketchup for their cupboards right now. And so if anybody has anything they would like to drop off for that, we just have a permanent tub sitting on our front porch that is always available for someone to make a drop off. And it just helps the community out. And so we just are going forward. We'll be working with Operation Help, and then several others. Every month we'll have a new organization that we'll be working with to help support the community. And it's just our way of giving back, because the community gives us so much too. So we just want to make sure that we can give back to the community as well.
Wonderful. Those are just such thoughtful and usable things. Mm-hmm. And so anything you bring to put in that bucket or basket or whatever it is, It has to be non-perishable.
Right. So right now, like I said, mentioned, the backpack program is just looking for the ketchup, spaghetti sauce.
Oh, yeah.
Peanut butter.
Yeah.
And so just things that can sit in the bin, and then we gather it up and
Okay.
and get it off to them when it's ready to go.
I think that's fabulous.
Yeah.
And, I don't know how long the backpack program has been going in Hudson, but I think it's one of the best ideas they've ever
It's
had.
been quite a few years now. I hate to say, but unfortunately, I mean, it's
Yeah.
that we have to use it, but it's a great program that
Yeah.
is out there for the families in the community.
Well, and now that worries me a little because it's summer, and I hear that a lot of the children don't really have enough food.
Yeah, I don't know how they distribute it. I just know that we're doing our best to help them out the best that we can.
So that's even on this in the summer to help children.
The families get it year round.
Wonderful.
Yep,
Because especially in this economy now, it's getting tough again.
it is.
Well, we're going to talk a little bit about the garden, and that's because I used to chair the Artful Garden Tour. And I just wanted to mention that we have master gardeners that come and plant. We have volunteers.
Yep.
And I have to mention Jean and Wayne Hout. They
Yes.
have been doing it for years. And my goodness, one day I looked over there just about a month ago, and they were taking out bushes and
We had
all kinds of things.
the big storm that rolled through in September.
Oh, yeah.
We got hit by that, and we lost a couple trees in our yard. So we have gone from a fairly shaded yard to a full sun yard.
Really?
Yeah, so we lost 2 or 3 pine trees on the south corner, and then we lost a really big ash tree. And so because of that, our yard really opened up, and so now they're modifying the yard to make it appropriate
That's
for
right,
the
because
new environment,
I
unfortunately.
don't know. I thought they took out all the hydrangeas. And
And
I was driving by and I thought, what happened? It used to be a tall thing and now it's not
Yeah,
there.
they had to modify the whole
It's all
yard. And I
different.
am not a gardener, so I am not the expert on any of that at all, but I just know that we lost trees, and that was in the middle of our yard sales, so we lost our tent
Yeah.
as well.
That was a terrible storm.
It was a
We're
terrible storm.
I just drove by the library today, and looks like they might be replacing the windows finally.
Yeah.
But
was
boy,
that was
that
a scary
damaged
day.
a lot. And being a gardener, and in the garden club, I've learned a lot. So I do know they try to do Victorian plantings that fit the era.
Right, and they are really modifying the gardens this year too to really bring it back to a Victorian garden. And
Yeah.
we also, just a little plug for ourselves again, we
Yeah.
do allow professional photographers in our yard, into the yard for photography sessions. We just ask for a donation back to the house when they do a session. They can make arrangements with us to do that. It's just a beautiful setting. We have just a few photographers that right now that take advantage of it, and all of their pictures are just gorgeous because of the greenery and the flowers and the buildings and things. So.
I've never heard of that.
Yep. So we offer that as an opportunity for.
I'm so glad you mentioned that
Yeah.
because, I promote everything to do with art, and I do believe that's one of the things that is very difficult.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's another part I love when I drive by there and I see all these beautiful plantings and so on. So anyway, what days are you available now for tours?
We are open Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays for tours. The first tour starts at 11. The last tour begins at 3, and they start on the hour. And so we prefer that reservations are made, just so we know who's coming. You can make those reservations on our website, or you can give us a call as well. But yeah, so every hour on the hour, starting at 11 on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Wonderful. Now, what about the parts of the house? What is available?
The whole house is open for tours now, so you
Oh,
can
good.
see. Yep, you can see the whole lower level and the whole upper level. Just not the cupola. The cupola is off limits as much as people would like to see it. You can see it from the outside and look in, but yeah, that's just one place that we cannot allow people up into. But we have a lot of great stuff happening this year. This year, our theme is the Burkhart family, and bringing electrifying Hudson.
Oh,
And so, so this year you get to see a lot of clothes that are on display from the Burkhart family and learn different things about how electricity was brought to Hudson and how it changed Hudson and obviously the rest of the world as well.
that's really interesting. I I got to back up.
Yeah.
Were you going to tell me the theme of the garden?
There's
I
no
couldn't
theme.
remember what it
No,
was.
I don't know if there's a theme.
And in fact, maybe it's not really, since we're not having the garden tour, maybe it's not a theme year.
Yeah, I don't think it's a theme
It's
year.
probably
I know they
rebuilding.
did this summer because of all the changes in the garden.
Yeah.
Jean did put up in the very front, in front of our sign, there is now a oriental rug pattern in the flowers. So they looked at an oriental rug and then they sketched out the design and then interpret that into the garden itself. So you'll see that in front of the house sign. And in the southeast corner where our pine trees used to be and where all our hostas used to be, that has also, all those hostas have been taken out, and that is going to be a pollinator garden now. So we'll have a lot of flowering, lots of flowering plants in that corner. So yeah, so those are, I mean, there are some big changes happening in the garden for sure, in the yard for sure.
I'm glad we went back because I always used to call her and say, what is the theme for the garden?
I think it's just Victorian this year.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Victorian sun garden.
It is. Okay, now we're back to where the tours are. And I was going to ask you what the cost is, but
The
what
cost
did you tell me?
varies.
Varies.
Children are $5, adults are $12, and then we do offer discounts for AAA, military, and seniors, and that's $10.
Right.
So those, depending on what you qualify for, is like that. So
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's really nice you honor that. And just think, for that, you also could walk through the gardens.
Yeah. Yes, you can. And then, and you can also visit our shop in the carriage house, which is our gift shop, which we have a lot of great items.
We have to talk about that. The museum shop, one of my favorites.
We've added a lot of great new things this year.
I have bought a lot of stuff there.
We carry.
I don't even know where some of it's going to go, but I bought a few things for the garden.
Well, good. Yep, we have a lot of garden pieces, lots of garden pieces.
And I even have an old crystal salt and pepper and different things that appeal to me. I bought birdhouses too.
We have lots of birdhouses. We have candles and reed diffusers, and we have new Octagon House Museum stickers. If anybody needs a sticker,
Really?
yep. Oh yeah, we've got a whole bunch of fun stuff. Of course, we have all of our books. If anybody's interested in picking up the Hudson history books,
yeah.
we have those for sale as well. So.
Yeah, and I'll mention Willis Miller because he is one of the top historians of the area.
Yep, and we have his newest book for sale as well. So
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Now, this is a kind of a funny question, but I used to be able to buy note cards with a beautiful drawing of the Octagon House.
We don't have those anymore. They're all
Probably
gone.
not.
We sold out
Okay.
of those, yeah. But we're working on some other ideas. We've got one of our interns, we just did a art exhibit of hers. She drew all the flowers of the Octagon House Museum, and so we're going to put together some collections of her artwork for that. And they're stunning. They're watercolors of different flower types and plant types that are in the yard.
And my friend, who's been in the Historical Society for years, I have to mention the necessary room. Have you heard it called that?
We call it all the time, yep. The necessary,
And
yep.
we do have a bathroom there, and it used to go without a bathroom for years.
Right, because, well, it used to go without a public bathroom,
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we have the basement bathroom that is not.
Oh, I have never been down there.
That's all right. But we do have, we have a bathroom that's open to our visitors in the back. Yeah, the necessary.
And I have to tell you, I know the architect that designed it because they wanted it to fit with the design of the Octagon House.
It is an octagon.
So thanks to Charles Huntley, we have the necessary room.
Yeah.
And it's separate from the house,
It
really.
is. It is outside. Yeah, it's an outhouse. It's like an outhouse, but
And
with
it's-
flushing toilet.
You know what? It's really quite amazing. The design in itself is so similar in a way. And it's like, I just love that they took all that care.
To make it a similar one.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I think that's great.
This year, too, we're doing a fundraiser. We're rebuilding the gazebo for the garden this year as well. So we're in the midst of kind of doing a fundraiser for that as well. So the gazebo will be rebuilt in the back walkway. So we're rebuilding that as well.
Okay.
With the spire that'll look like the top of the house.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
so
so we're
neat.
very excited about that. That'll be a really nice addition to the yard.
I have been in that back storage off that path.
That is our history alcove. That is a
Yes.
self-guided museum, and right now we're resetting that. That is not open to the public right now, but it's going to be great when it reopens. We've
Yes.
cleaned it out. We've reorganized it. We haven't cleaned it out, but we've really done a lot of different things in there,
Yeah.
and we're really excited for when that does open. That'll be a really great experience for people.
Yeah.
We call it our. It's a little more man-friendly out there.
Yeah, it's feels old. It feels really old, and it was a little bit of a mess out there.
Yeah, and it's not anymore. It's going to
But
be great.
lots of interesting things in there. I mean,
Yep,
you
woodworking,
really,
blacksmithing, mercantile, grain, railroad. We've got a lot of it. Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff.
very good. Oh, I think we've covered everything.
Yeah.
But you know what? I have learned so much, and things have changed a bit since I've been there. And I just really enjoy talking with you, Tori.
Thank you. It's been fun.
You have really brought a lot to that job and to the museum.
We're
to
working
be-
hard. Yeah, we're trying to get out there.
So thanks so much for
Yeah.
doing that and
Yeah, thank
taking the
you.
time to come here.
Yeah, thank
All
you. I
right.
really appreciate it.
I might have to call you back another time.
Please do.
And I do want to thank the audience for listening. Hope you come to Hudson and go to the Octagon House in the museum, and I think you will find it very entertaining and historical. So thanks for watching today.